There must have been some magic in that vintage scarf she found, for when widow Lacey Chabert placed it round his neck, Dustin Milligan began to dance around. Hot Frosty!
Hot Frosty is so much better than you think it's going to be, and not even in an ironic way. You don't agree?
We'll get to that.
Why don't you talk about it first? Oh, do we not agree on things this week? That's fun. I love when we don't agree. Okay, so you guys subscribe, because every once in a while, interesting Christmas movies come along, and we'll talk about them because Alonso is the king of Christmas. So this, I think, really, really works. And when I heard about the premise, I'm like, that's going to be so stupid. Like, I love it. It's going to be so stupid. But it's legitimately good, you guys.
It feels amazing.
Excuse me, can I help you? This is Jack.
I was a snowman.
That's not good.
Lacey Chabert is a lovely, sweet widow named Katy, and she runs a diner in this town that's literally called Hope Springs. Literally. It's probably some part of British Columbia. Definitely Canada. And she is, sad going into the holidays, and people are trying to cheer her up, but her husband died a couple of years ago. She gets this scarf from her friends who run the vintage clothing store in town. And they're like, here, maybe this will help you. Maybe you'll need this. And she sees there's a snowman sculpture competition. And aside from the blobs, the roundy blobs with carrots sticking out of their faces, there is one that is like a chiseled Greek god. And she's like, you need a scarf. And she puts it around his neck, and he comes to life, and he is played by Dustin Milligan. We're going to call him Jack because that is the name on the little workwear coveralls he picks up. They do some very cute stuff with him being super naked, but Austin Powers style, covered up by various cars and shrubbery and things.
The scarf hangs just so.
It hangs but yeah, he moves a lot, and the scarf doesn't move. It does what it needs to do, like a little loincloth there. And so it's how he is just this sunny, perky, upbeat creature who is a snowman, but human. And the way that everyone in this town just totally accepts this is hilarious. He's kind of doing Will Ferrell and Elf. He's kind of doing Daryl Hannah and Splash, in that he is this magical creature who has come to life, but is also a fish out of water, but is also like, what is this? And the fun of discovering things we take for granted. This is a movie that knows exactly what it is and has fun with the absurdity of its premise. Everyone here is in on the joke. Craig Robinson and Lo Truglio play the two sheriffs in town who are after whoever this mysterious person is who has caused all this crime. And he is this handyman who can fix everything, and he just charms everyone. And so everyone accepts that, of course, he's just a snowman who's come to life and now lives in our town. I laughed so hard, so many times at this movie and with this movie. Because again, Jerry Ciccoritti directs this. I guess he's a longtime Canadian director. It's a longtime Hallmark writer. Yes.
Yeah. Russell Hainline, who wrote one of last year's best Hallmark movies, a film called The Santa Summit, and did another one that I like quite a bit called In Merry Measure, who apparently came up with this idea as a joke. And then people were like, oh, no, you should actually write this. And he did.
I'm so glad he did. Anyway, Lacey Chabert hits just the right tone. I know she's a veteran of all this. There is one meta in joke that I don't want to give away because it's so fun, but I was like, yes, thank you. That was perfect. I had a really good time. I laughed the whole way through. This movie knows what it is and has a good time with it.
Yeah, this didn't work for me. I know everybody thinks I just automatically lockstep for this kind of thing. I'll say this. This is, of all the many, many Christmas movies I've seen, Lacey Chabert's best performance. She is given, there's a richness to it. She is playing notes of grief, but not overwhelmingly. I agree that Craig Robinson and Lo Truglio are funny. They seem to be coming in from another movie entirely. This movie rests upon the romance that ensues between the Lacey Chabert character and the snowman. And that's where it falls apart for me. And maybe it's the writing, maybe it's Dustin Milligan, who I have liked very much in other things, including one of my favorite like made for cable Christmas movies, one that he made some time ago for Lifetime with Danica McKellar called Love at the Christmas Table. But he is doing that kind of Will Ferrell and Elf naif, like discovering the world for the first time thing. But it just didn't play for me. And their relationship seems to take place very largely off camera. Like there are long chunks of this movie where he's doing his stuff with other characters in town and she's not even around. And then they try and sort of weave in like, oh, my husband died of cancer. And she has to explain that to him, like what cancer is. And it just doesn't tonally fit with the otherwise sort of like sprightly goofiness of this movie. And you wind up in a place that I don't want to spoil because it's about the ending, but it raises some uncomfortable questions that I just don't think the movie it neither explains them nor earns its way past explaining them. So yeah, I'm kind of gobsmacked at how many people who never watch Hallmark movies suddenly have decided that this is the one they're gonna champion. They've never watched like streaming Christmas movies or like, you know, cable Christmas movies, because I don't think it works. And we just did it on Deck the Hallmark. It's going to drop on Monday. None of us liked it. And
That's so
we
funny.
watch all of these movies.
Right.
So maybe if this is your intro to this world, you'll dig it. But if you are a veteran of it, you will be less charmed. I was not charmed. And I really, after hearing like Amy Nicholson of all people rave about it in the New York Times, like, oh, great. Can't wait to see this. And I just was like, it was just more, the further I got in, it was more like, this isn't working. As for the in-joke, I mean, yes, it's pretty terse, but Netflix Christmas movies love to reference other Netflix Christmas movies. There's probably 2 other inside jokes that you completely missed because you didn't even know they were inside jokes. Yeah, I wanted to like this. I was pumped about it. It sounded great. But frankly, it's not even as good as Meet Me Next Christmas, which is the Christina Milian Pentatonix movie that premiered on Netflix last week. I would recommend that one above this.
So maybe, Alonso, if you had a nice warm cup of Coffee Bros holiday blend,
it couldn't hurt,
in your hands while you're watching this, it might have brought you a little more cheer. The holiday blend is back from our friends at Coffee Brothers, which is one of our absolute favorites, and I like to give it as gifts this time of year. Breakfast 15 is our code to get you 15% off of everything over at Coffee Brothers. If you purchase at least $50 worth of Coffee Brothers coffee, your shipping is free. We've got a link to all this down below. They've always got great deals going, so we'll keep you posted on those as the season goes along. But the holiday blend is back, and I love it. So you didn't laugh when, like, Katy Mixon as the town doctor is the one who believes this first and is like, damn it, he's a snowman come to life. Like, that's hilarious. The fact that the person who's a scientist in town buys into this is really funny.
I love Katy Mixon. I watched every season of American Housewife. This movie ill uses her. Like, she's not in it nearly enough. Yes, she has some funny lines because she's Katy Mixon and always does. Katy Mixon Greer now apparently is her stage name. You know, Lauren Holley has some moments. Like, there are things in this movie that work. And like I said, the supporting cast is a strong one, but the central thing that I have to buy into for this movie didn't land for me. And I think that, like, I don't know, I don't know if it's the writing or if it's Dustin Milligan or some combo of the two. And I like that writer and I like that actor in other stuff. Don't at me. But here it didn't land. And I felt like if that didn't land, then the rest of it wasn't going to work for me either.
You know what's so funny is it like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes right now? So maybe this is a Christmas movie for people who don't like this kind of Christmas movie ordinarily or don't know it this well. This is a good entree.
I would say that, except Bibbs liked it. And Bibbs is the guy who got me into these movies in the first place.
Bibbs is knowledgeable. That's true.
So I don't know what to make of this. Your mileage may vary, guys.
Let us know. I can't wait to find out what you guys think. Is Dustin Milligan didn't go to the gym for you to blow off his performance like this, Alonso.
Look, go find Love at the Christmas Table. I think it's streaming on like Hoopla and Tubi or the Lifetime thing with ads, whatever. Like, that one's really charming. He's funny. I didn't watch all of Schitt's Creek. I thought he was funny on that. Not working for me here. Sorry, guys.
Okay, I'm going to say like an 8. because I had a really good time and this surpassed my expectations and I laughed the whole way through. It does not overstay its welcome. And we talk about hitting your target, right? For me, this hits its target of being knowingly stupid fun.
I'm like a 4.5. I've seen a lot of these movies, and I just don't think this one is one of the better examples. I had a better time watching the first 2 episodes of Holidays on Hallmark
was terrible.
Plus. Exactly.
Who do you trust?
It's up to you guys. Figure it out yourselves.